Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back. So, this is a biggie. OCG metagame breakdown for, this weekend and past couple of weeks. So the video is split, I guess, split in two parts. First of all, it's Road of the Kings analysis from the first few weeks after the new OCG ban list, so entire April up until the release of the new OCG set, Power of the Elements, which includes stuff like Splight. It includes the tier elements, one of the videos I uploaded a couple of days ago. It includes a new Math Mech one, which is fantastic. It includes a new Exo Sister card, basically a one-card starter, and as you'll be seeing in the results, this set is it has a huge impact on their format already, even though it's still their first weekend, right? The set released yesterday, so April 23. So let's zoom in into the analysis of Road of the King first. Again, all the links will be in the video description. This is the pie chart from the first few weeks from April. So I guess pre-Power of the Elements, right? Pre the big impactful set, as again you'll be seeing within the next couple of moments. And this, I guess, is no surprise. We've seen Dinomorphia in a couple of decks. Players were running it, and this is, as you presumably, the new quote-unquote new Despia build, ALBAZ build, featuring a small package of the Dinomorphia, right? I mean, the deck, and as something as Road to the King mentions, is that the deck has a lot of starter cards. All of the Dinomorphia cards are starters. The one, Therese, I believe the name is, and Frenzy as well. And as you know, the deck is running, at least the deck has the capability to fusion summon during your opponent's turn, plus shutting down their monster effects, which is, almost for free. And I don't need to explain the new the ALBAZ deck, which again is new for us TCG players, but we can get like a glimpse from all these cards what it could be for or what it could mean for us TCG players, even though, as you know, their format is somewhat different because of stuff like Mexi. But yeah, the Dinomorphia cards definitely caught my attention. Interesting pick, so definitely get those if you want to try out the deck. No, surprises in the extra deck, right? The second most popular deck, and as you see in the pie chart, is Flow and the Reast. But then again, there is no big gap between. I mean, the format is at least was quite diverse, but Flow and the Reast is still powerful. But a lot of people are side-decking against it. Stuff like Banshee, Zombie Rolled, the standard stuff against a deck like that, but it's something that we in the TCG might see popping up more, right? The Flow and the Reast deck, even though it's somewhat easy to side deck against it. And some deck, I guess, that Road of the King mentions is Twin Twister. Obviously a quick play spell because you want to hit, of course, the back row, but not during the main phase. And because there are some cards like the Dinomorphia, Frenzy, and Dreaming Town, one of the Flow and the Reast cards. Again, those cards are, you can only use them during your main phase, and that's something that you obviously don't want to, you don't want to let your opponent use those cards. So that's why stuff like Twin Twister is there. But again, no surprises here for Flow and the Reast. While third place, but again, it's just top 4 in general from the most popular decks up until the new set. We see 10-Yi Pile, Synchro Pile, which is currently, I guess, the best deck. Is the best deck. Crystron, Helgi, Firebricks deck. Small Punk engine as well, and as you know, the Adventure Brave token engine got hit in the OCG, hit quite big, and it's falling apart. More decks are, and as you see, as discussed here as well, more decks are dropping it from their main deck, which is something that we've seen in the past, and it's normal, right? Because again, it's not that consistent anymore. While fourth place as the most popular deck or more popular deck is Drytron, and I was quite stunned that this is basically Drytron for Master Duel format, right? With Triple Bent and Eva, and the list goes on. And even then, it's still not the best deck. Okay. So yeah, stuff like, you know, Dark Ruler no more, Forbidden Droplet are still very important to counter this particular deck. But here is where things hit the fan. So I've got this information from, you know, Facebook. A couple of like Facebook pages are, you know, popping up, are posting these OCG lists right from past weekend, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday. And, you know, this thread, which I will link to in the video description, had all things in, you know, everything on one page. So let's zoom in. And there are more threads, more deck lists popping up now. As you know, the moment that I'm making the video, I just, you know, watched some here on Facebook as well, and it's quite stunning. So Power of the Elements, I believe the set, that's the correct name if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Power of the Elements again introduced at least one of the archetypes that was introduced in the OCG yesterday, so April 23, was Splight. And you might have seen the video that I put up a couple of weeks ago, last week I think, calling it the next 2DX. And, you know, I've been wrong in the past, Magical Musketeers. But the results here are stunning. Again, take a look at yourself. Originally, I was waiting for Road of the King analysis, you know, before making a video, but the first results, even though it's still the first weekend, give it time, are quite astonishing. And a couple of tournaments here. And the first tournament that I'm porting towards to is the Asaka 2 versus 2 one. And apparently, you know, from the information here, a lot of good players, good OCG players were present there. Apparently, a World Championship qualifier or a World Championship participant, you know, someone who went to Worlds previously, a Worlds runner-up. There was a YCS Japan champion in this particular tournament, and apparently many more high-caliber OCG players. And apparently, and here is where, you know, things get interesting, for the top cuts, the most deck lists were revealed. Again, it was a 2 versus 2 tournament, but top 3 were all of them were running Splites. So 9 Splites, 2 Prankit Splites, 1 Mystery Rune, you know, the heavily spell dot deck, 1 Lightsworn and 1 Sword Soul. So, okay, let's zoom in into, you know, the Splite decks, right? So most of them were apparently running, and this is one of the example deck lists you see here, basically a pure deck. And as you know from videos, from, you know, metagame breakdowns, and so, you know, how the deck works, how Splight works, the deck can use its Link Reborn. It's totally awesome during your opponent's turn for double Omni Negation plus. Call by the Grave is a huge deal against the deck, but as you know, Splight have like a monster that can either negate spells or, you know, spell and traps from your opponent, or a monster effect. So it hard counters Nibiru really hard, as you know, because of their Exceed. Plus it special summons level 2 from the deck. There is the Frog Engine, and even people are playing Deep Sea Diva, which has a couple of, you know, cute tricks. Normal summon Diva, go for either the rank 2 play, or you can go for Helki 5-Rex to special summon a tuner from the deck. And that's something that I personally overlooked, is that, as you know, Swap Frog can bounce back a monster on the side of the field to, you know, gain a normal summon for frogs. Not that important, but or at least the capability or the ability to bounce back a monster on the side of the field, which could be like a Maxi that you just summoned off of your Splight rank 2. Because Maxi is a level 2, or a tuner that you just special summoned off of Helki that you can bounce back from your field back to the hand, Veiler or Ash. You know, do I need to say more? Plus, and as you've seen, the deck has the capability to play through multiple hand traps, Gamma, Maxi, Imperm, very similar to Emancipator, and probably even better. It's definitely quite of a scary deck, I'm honest, especially because, I mean, Swap Frog does so much. A starter as well, but the short set, the deck is really ridiculous. And another version or variant from the deck was with Prankits. There is a video in the, you know, the link here in the Reddit, or at least on the Reddit thread, how it works. But it's very similar to regular Prankits, as you know. Just normal summon your Prankit and on the links, right, and on double Butler play, double Raigeki play during your opponent's turn. But and that's where the engine comes into play. As you know, at least the Splight engine, you can use the Splight Exceed to overlay one of your Link 2s, Doodle-Doo. So you can combo off. So it's quite ridiculous. It's something that's, and some of the quotes, or at least one quote, definitely caught my attention, and I'm quoting it, is that this is something Yugioh has never seen since Spiral format. And as you know, Spiral format was like 2017, where pretty much every deck was Spiral, or Grinder Spirals, or it was basically a tier 0 format. Of course, it's much, at least it's too soon to speak, about a tier 0 format, but again, these are just the first results, so take them with a, a grain of salt. And the last one here for this particular tournament, and that's something that, as mentioned here before, is that, okay, Grass Looks Greener is still, I believe, at 2, and as you know, tier elements are ridiculous, right? Free fusion summons and, Winda multiple times for free, with Caliga for, True King of all calamities-like effect. It's, even that is not doing anything, so it's quite astonishing. So other deck lists, again, just to give more examples, right? This was also a bigger tournament. Again, first place was again Splight. No surprises. The deck has a couple of one-card engines, as you saw, in the videos here on YouTube. Plus the deck, and that's the most scary one, is that Splight has the capability to play like 12 to 15 hand traps in the main deck without losing consistency. And that's broken. That's really broken. Right side we see Therions, again an archetype we are getting in the TCG as well, featuring Sky Striker, some floodgates here and there. Therions are quite strong, but something like Splight definitely takes the cake, right? Left side, finally, tier elements, 60 card art top deck, because again, Grass Looks Greener is at 2 in the OCG, but definitely watch out for tier elements. It's a ridiculous archetype on its own, but of course Winda does so much, blocks a lot of decks, but even then, Droplet, Dark Ruler hits your Winda. But double Winda play is definitely viable for the deck, because you can reuse your Winda. And then look at the right side, Helplish with like 15 or 6, look at that, 16, top 4 by the way, 15, 16 floodgates. That's the format, right? Last deck list, and this is first place, by the way, of another tournament, Exo Sisters, and as I've mentioned, this is one of the decks that got their one-card starter. Again, I have a video up as well on the channel, but ridiculous as well, but Splight just takes the cake. Exo Sisters, but definitely watch out for this deck also. While again on the right side we have the second place deck list from this particular tournament, again Splight with Evil Twins, Life Twins, the version that pretty much I was running as well. But Diva, again, ridiculous also because, of the Helgi and Swap Frog bounce play. And then last, and that's something that I also covered on the channel, but not this particular version, was the new Mathmech card. Again, a 1 card. The card is actually pretty broken, but you're running like a very small portion here in this particular deck with Ignisters. And as you know, the new Mathmech card like locks you, I believe, into Cybers, and you're playing Ignister. So that for the deck is not really that big of a deal, but a free Heat Soul plus, Transcode and so on is from 1 card, being the new Mathmech one, is quite ridiculous. So short set, the new set, Power of Elements or Power of the Elements, it just released in the OCG, and it's the results are coming in. It's ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. So we're looking forward to more during the next upcoming weeks. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. Feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Riddim signing out. Peace.